So you've got a room full of toys. You've bought every top-rated, automatic, interactive gadget out there that promises endless entertainment for your cat. And yet, there they are, bored, just staring at a wall, maybe batting at a dust bunny. If this sounds at all familiar, you are so not alone.
It's the question that drives so many of us cat owners crazy, right? We spend all this money, we try everything we can think of, and nothing seems to stick. So you have to wonder, is there something wrong with our cats? Or are we just missing something really fundamental about how they play?
Well, what's really going on? After a super deep dive, it's become pretty clear. The issue isn't your cat. Nope, it's the cat toy industry itself. The very products designed to entertain them are, a lot of the time, built on a completely flawed idea.
Okay, so let's dive right into this. We can call it the automatic toy paradox. We see these high-tech toys, with tons of features and glowing reviews. But then we get them home and they just flop. To really get to the bottom of this, the researchers behind our source material did something brilliant. They went out and bought 2 of Amazon's absolute best-selling cat toys, both with thousands of 5-star reviews. What they found wasn't just disappointing, it was, in one case, actually dangerous. But to understand why these toys fail so spectacularly, we first need to get inside our cat's head.
And that brings us to your cat's most powerful, most primal instinct. I know nobody likes to think of their cute, fluffy little companion as a stone-cold killer, but deep down, that's exactly what they are.
You see, this isn't just a fun pastime for them, it's a biological necessity. The act of hunting triggers this huge flood of feel-good chemicals in their brain. It's literally how they were built to feel happy and fulfilled. And without an outlet for that instinct, they get bored, they get frustrated.
Okay, think of it this way. We humans, we evolved to crave high-calorie foods. That's why we still get a little dopamine hit from a burger or a slice of cake, even when we aren't actually starving. It's just a leftover survival instinct. Well, cats are exactly the same. They crave the hunt, even with a full bowl of food sitting right there.
In this hunt, it isn't just random chasing around. No, it's a very precise 6-stage sequence. It all starts with detection. You've seen it. The ears flick. The pupils just lock on. Then comes that slow, deliberate stalking, which leads to the final approach. That's when you get that legendary bum wiggle. Then bam! The explosive pounce, the finishing move, and finally, this post-kill behavior, where they might parade their trophy around. A truly great toy needs to let them act out this entire sequence.
Okay, so with that whole hunting sequence in mind, let's circle back to those 2 Amazon bestsellers and see exactly where they went wrong. This is where the theory smacks right into the reality of plastic and batteries. All right, on the left, we have the Ioka Hira Ball. This thing is packed with features: 3 movement modes, little bird sounds, and obstacle avoidance. On the right, the Majipaws Ball, a much simpler design with some random zigzags and flashy LED lights. I mean, on paper, you'd think one of these has to be a winner, right? Well, let's start with the Majipaws Ball. It failed, almost immediately. And why? Well, for one, real prey doesn't come with disco lights. The random zigzag movement just wasn't engaging, and half the time, it didn't even turn on when the cats tapped it. It completely failed to trigger that hunting instinct. Total flop. Now for the IOK Ira Ball. This one, it was a little more promising. The bird sounds and the random flipping movements, they did a better job of mimicking prey. The cats were actually interested at first. But, and this is a huge but, it had a seriously dangerous design flaw. The attachment point for the little feather toy would get tangled in their fur and literally rip it out. Oh, and that obstacle avoidance feature? Yeah, it didn't work at all.
And here's the thing that is just so frustrating about all of this. The core research on how cats hunt, from scientists like Paul Leeson, was published nearly 50 years ago. Pet brands have had half a century to get this right. There is absolutely no excuse for just ignoring the science.
So what's the real takeaway here? Most of these automatic toys, they aren't designed for cats. They're designed for cat owners. They've got the flashy lights, the techie features, the cool packaging, because all that stuff impresses us, the humans holding the credit cards. They aren't designed around what a cat actually needs to feel satisfied.
You see, a great toy needs to become prey, and that is a multi-sensory experience. It's not just about movement. It's about texture. How does it feel in their mouth? Sound. Does it make realistic noises? Even smell and appearance play a part. But most automatic toys just focus on that one thing, random movement, and call it a day.
And this, right here, is the real turning point. The researchers noticed that even with that flawed, fur-ripping Ioke ball, if a human picked it up and started moving it, making it dart behind the couch, hesitate, and then scurry away, the cats would instantly re-engage. The hunt was back on. The secret ingredient wasn't the toy itself, it was the intelligent, unpredictable interaction that only a person can provide.
So, this leads us to the most important part of this whole explainer, the solution. How do we move past all the gimmicks and find toys that actually work? Well, it all starts with a simple checklist. Instead of asking, hey, does this look cool? We need to start asking way better questions. We need to start looking at toys through the eyes of a predator.
Okay, here it is, your smart toy checklist. Just ask yourself these questions next time. Does it resemble prey in size and shape? Does it feel like prey? Is it soft or furry? Does it sound like prey? Can it move like prey, unpredictably? Does it even smell like prey, maybe using scents like catnip? A toy doesn't have to check every single box, but the more it does, the better. And you'll notice, flashing disco lights is definitely not on this list.
And what's so fascinating is that when you use this checklist, you realize something pretty profound. A lot of the time, the simplest, cheapest toys are the most effective. A little plastic spring, a simple wand toy, even a sock you stuffed with catnip yourself can totally outperform a $30 automatic gadget just because they tap directly into those core prey characteristics. But at the end of the day, every cat is different, right? One might love feathery toys, another might go absolutely nuts for something that crinkles. The real key here is to just observe your cat. Watch how they play, what they stalk, and what really holds their attention. Let their inner hunter be your guide.
So, I'll leave you with this final thought. The next time you're out shopping for your cat, don't just ask, is this a good toy? Instead, ask yourself, can this help me create a good hunt? That tiny shift in perspective, it changes absolutely everything.